Welcome to the Detailers Guild Podcast, Audio Edition.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Dell.
And this is our second audio podcast. How has this impacted you, with what's going on?
Well, I can say it's really made me appreciate little things more, because a lot of things that you kind of took for granted, you really can't now because we're not able to do everything that we were able to do before. So just the idea of being able to go places and do things, like right now a lot of stuff is restricted, so you're not able to necessarily go to an amusement park or anything else like that like you were before. And it's like before you would just sit at home and just say, you might not really think about going anywhere because I can just go the next day or whatever, and you just kind of put it off. And It's like now, even going for a ride and stuff like that, it takes on new meaning.
The old expression, time is of the essence.
Yes.
It has serious meaning today. Because you think about it, when we were kids, teenagers and in our early 20s, we could go to concerts, we could go to movies, you could do pretty much whatever you wanted. And now we're so limited that those things, are a delicacy. Like, you actually get to do these things. People are going to appreciate it more. I think once we get past this and we can move forward again, I think people are going to reevaluate situations. I think things will be a lot more popular.
Yeah.
Especially like football games, baseball games, hockey games, even going to the movies. I think, like before this happened, the movie theaters were sparse because nobody cared. I mean, everybody's watching stuff at home, but then when you're stuck at home all the time, you don't want to sit in prison and watch a movie.
Yeah.
You want to get the hell out and watch a movie just to be out.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, and you realize at that point how much you actually enjoyed doing that other thing, but you kind of took it for granted because it was just there all the time.
Well, you can say, I'll go play tomorrow, or I'll go out tomorrow, or I'll go hang out with my buddies tomorrow, or I'll go see my parents tomorrow. When you're told that, guess what, tomorrow is on hold, then you're sorry that you didn't do it earlier.
Absolutely.
Andrew Cuomo is one of the people that brought out that point, and I respected him for that because, he gave a human touch to the situation that's going on, but he hit the nail on the head. You put a heavier value on things when they're taken away from you. You don't appreciate stuff when it's there all the time. You don't appreciate it, but when it's gone, then you appreciate it more. And I think one of the things that it's done for me, it's brought me closer to my family because you know what? I throw it out there a lot more and say, I love you, or, thank you very much. I really appreciate what you do, because you may not get the second chance. And when something like this happens, it kind of, wakes you up, and then you realize, you know what? I better open my mouth and say what I want to say.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
I would also say, too, that one of the things that's also done is certain things, I would say, like the internet business in general, like online shopping and that, has blown up.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of people who, and I know we've kind of made this point before, but I think it's worth bringing up, is the fact that a lot of people who were kind of on the fence as to whether they were going to use Amazon or any of these other online services, when forced to use them and realizing that, hey, during a pandemic, when everybody's trying to do it, you're still getting reasonable service. Yes, mind you, you might have to wait a bit, which is understandable considering how many people are going for it.
Oh, yeah.
But still in all, the fact that you order something today, like when I got my microphone, I ordered it on a Tuesday, and by Sunday, or actually it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, either one. But by Sunday, I got it. Like, it was just a few days.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that now that more people are using the service, that it's still available. I was really shocked at that. But one of the things I noticed was with the online, it's kind of like getting into a new brand of car. Like a lot of people, they never think of buying say a Nissan or a Honda or whatever. When they drive it, and they're forced to drive it for whatever reason, that's a rental car or whatever, and they sit in the car, then this, you know what, this isn't that bad. Same with Amazon. Like, people are like, I never buy online, I like going to the mall, and but when they try it, they realize it's not that bad. I mean, for certain things, to me, it's a pain. To go to the mall, you got to find a place to park, especially in the wintertime when you're shopping for Christmas, it's a big pain in the ass. Like, just to put it out there. There's no other way to describe it. It's a pain. Nobody enjoys it.
No.
I mean, it's not fun. And if you can get some of your Christmas shopping done online, like, yeah, I understand. Okay, if you don't go to the stores, it affects a lot of people in the store and stuff like that. But you know what? We're moving forward. The future's coming and we can't stop it. I mean, there's certain things that are going to disappear. And when they first came out with the automobile, the Iceman, the Milkman, the guy that would bring the bread, all these guys lost their jobs. You know what? The world didn't come to an end. There was life before the cart. There's life after the cart.
Well, even with like the milkmen and that, a lot of times they just went from going in horse and buggy to driving a truck.
Yeah, in the early stages, yeah.
But then it actually leads to a point, though, that if you're not willing to change, though, like some of the reason why they lasted as long as... I mean, yeah, you don't have the milkman anymore.
Yeah.
But he lasted long enough because he changed.
Yeah.
But had he just been just like, I'm only going to use the horse and buggy, well, the people that were like that, well, their businesses disappeared.
Well, the same with the icebox. Like, the icebox was still around even in the 60s. In certain places, okay, because not everywhere, but a lot of places are slow to change. Okay, people don't want to change. And, when the icebox faded away, okay, did it affect the industry? Of course it did, because the guys that were building these iceboxes, all of a sudden they had to either change it up or close the shop. They started building furniture and different things.
Yeah.
Because if you don't change it, if you have all your eggs in one basket, you're done.
Yeah.
Same with us. I mean, like my detailing business, for instance, right? If all I did was focus on cleaning cars, okay, I would have been wiped out. Because at one point, I could do nothing for 5 months. So what I did during the 5 months, thank God we had assistance, was I thought long and hard, what am I going to do after this? This opened my eyes and I thought, you know what? I have to have another avenue to follow. Because my full-time job that I had before, when I was doing with detailing, was no longer stable because of everything going on. So I thought, well, how else can I stabilize my income and have another diversification where I have another stream of money coming in? So that's why I went with online and started selling products online. And it's turned out good. I mean, it takes time to get recognized and get out there. But I mean, you can't just have one source of income anymore. And people are realizing that. You have to have something else to fall back on. Because even the curb that's out there for us now, that's not going to be there forever.
No.
So, I mean, eventually, you're going to have to come off of that and have a job. So, my advice to anybody that's listening to us, have a plan or start working on a plan. Start moving forward, because you know what? Like my dad used to say when I was a kid, nobody's going to come knocking at the door and handing out jobs. That's not how it works. So you're going to have to look after yourself. And now there is no excuse. I mean, with the internet, we all have access to the internet. We all have access to YouTube.
Yeah.
And my business grew because of YouTube. Because I went to YouTube. Not only did I use it to advertise to my customers, I also used it to learn, to teach me how to run my business better. So there's no excuse anymore. Like everybody cries and says, oh, well, I lost my job. So what? What were you doing at home? Playing video games? Or were you on YouTube trying to learn a different trade? And there's a lot of stuff out there. Say you want to get into heating and cooling. You say, you know what? Maybe I'll get into heating and cooling, or I'll get into electrical or plumbing. There's a ton of stuff you can go on there and learn. As a technician, as an apprentice, you can learn this stuff so that when you apply and go to school to become an apprentice, you're not a total novice. You know what pipes look like. You know what wiring looks like. You know what positive, negative is. You help yourself.
Yeah. Because
if you don't, and the teacher has to start at square one, you fall behind and you don't know as much. The same with when I took animation. Now, when I took animation, I figured, oh yeah, I know how to draw. Big wake-up call, because you go to college. There's kids in there that could draw 10 times better than me, that 20 years younger than me, and they knew the technology. Like they knew how to do the computer part of it, the 3D animation. They knew how to do Photoshop. I'd never seen this stuff before. It's all brand new to me. But if I had taken the time out before to play with this stuff, if I had had a game plan in place and said, you know what, I'm going to go into animation, I should go online and learn a little bit and see what kind of software they're using. Help yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's the thing. Like right now in Canada, we're very fortunate. In the United States, they don't have the opportunities that we have. They're not getting a paycheck every month to help them with assistance. They don't get that. They got one check and that's it, you know. And right now, if you're not helping yourself, then you only have yourself to blame, to be honest. Like I know people are going through hard times right now, but guess what? This could happen again.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, that's the thing about it too, is I mean, when you look at it, this is a prime opportunity for people to really reevaluate what they're doing. And not even just in terms of jobs, but just life in general. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things that it's very easy to take for granted just because it's right there in front of you. But then when you know that all of a sudden, going to a restaurant, for instance, now they're finally starting to open things up in limited capacity. Yeah. But even to go have a steak dinner or something like that, whereas you could have possibly put a little money aside and, you know, gone for dinner with your wife or whoever, and you just put it off. I can go now. Well, the thing is, right now, there's a lot of people that would, you know, kill to be able to go to a restaurant right now, just have some sense of normalcy. So, I mean, it really kind of makes you appreciate what you have. And like you said, you can learn new things too, because it's like, you know what? Myself, I'm somebody who enjoys cooking. I've always enjoyed cooking. But during this time while I've been off, going on YouTube, there's all kinds of people that share cooking tips and whatever else. I'm learning things that I didn't already know, and it's fantastic. And like you say, you can look up anything on there.
And these are chefs. Yeah. They're chefs and cooks. These are people that do it for a living. I mean, why not learn from the best? And when are you going to get the opportunity to do this? Like you say, I got no time. What do you mean you got no time? You got no job right now. So, I mean, you got all the time in the world. You got 40 hours a week that you could be learning a new trade or learning something new. And the other thing, too, is a lot of people now are waking up and realizing, wow, I was spending all this money, and when all these things got cut off from me, the eating out and the going to the convenience store all the time and stuff, they realized that, wait a minute, I was wasting a lot of money. So they were forced to kind of budget, because there's like, I'm only going to get $2,000 a month. So now I got to budget with this. And a lot of people woke up and realized, you know what? Maybe I don't need to go to the movies all the time. Yeah. Maybe I don't need to go to eat all the time. Maybe I don't need the beer, the cigarettes, the different things. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, you need to enjoy your life. But some people spend so much money. Well, they spend so much money, and a lot of these things aren't beneficial to you. They're not good for your health. I mean, so if you're eating out all the time, that's not good for you. If you're drinking all the time, that's not really good. I mean, there's a lot of things. Like, some people do have problems. I get that. But a lot of people are just, I got another paycheck coming next week. Who gives a damn? But when you realize, well, wait a second, like right now with what's going on, people are saying, wait a second, I only got 16 payments coming in. Maybe I should wake up and do something here. That's what I did. That's what a lot of people are doing, is they're reevaluating their thinking. If you're doing something you really enjoy, it's huge. I mean, look at it this way. If we have 24 payments coming now in the future to get our things together, we got 24 more weeks to get life together and figure out what we're going to do. Go for it. I mean, now's the time to try something new. It's like living at home with mom and dad. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're getting money every week. It's like when you're living at home, because when you're living at home, you got no rent. You got money. You have some money. Yeah. And with this, it's not that bad. You have your regular bills. At least you have a check coming in. You're not using the car as much. You're not wearing out the car as much. You're not eating out as much. So you're not spending as much money. So you get more money to yourself. Like I said, it's like you're getting a second chance to live the life that you want to live and do what you want as a career. Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed that. We hope you got something out of it. And all the information we share with you is our own personal opinion.
Yep.
And I know not everybody out there is going to agree with us, and that's okay. I mean, we live in a free country.
Yep.
I mean, we're allowed to voice our opinions.
You can agree to disagree or to agree.
And either way, I hope this brings you guys to think long and hard about different things, and I hope you got something out of this.
Absolutely.
Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.